back, and today's special guest will be Stan Day, the General Manager of the Tahlequah Public Works Authority. And Stan, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
There is a lot of activity going on for Tahlequah Public Works with actually an election in the very near future concerning a new water line project coming from Lake Tenkiller to Tahlequah. Could you give us briefly a few details about the project and then about the components of the election?
I'd be happy to, Jerry. Well, one of the big issues surrounding the water plant project is Tahlequah Public Works Authority Board held a joint meeting with the City of Tahlequah City Councilors on May 20th requesting that they place a special election call on the ballot August the 11th, requesting that the voters pass a $18 million bond issue for the purpose of constructing a 1.5 million gallon water treatment plant, expandable to 6 million gallons per day at Wildcat Point. The plant itself will be a new technology, membrane technology, as opposed to the slow sand filtration that we have at our current location at Riverview Drive. And then we'll also be installing a 20-inch water transmission line, 10 miles from Wildcat Point to our existing facility at Cherry Springs. And the purpose of doing that is primarily because of the river conditions that we face in the drought of record, a 50-year drought of record. We're not going to be able to get the quantity of water that we need from the river. Quality's not a problem. Quality's never been a problem with the river. There was only 3 MGD of capacity as far as storage capacity was available through the Army Corps of Engineers. The board purchased that from the Army Corps of Engineers 4 years ago. We had to transfer some of our water rights that is granted to us from the Oklahoma Water Resources Board. We transferred the equivalent of the storage capacity at Lake Tenkiller to the lake, which gave us the water availability that we need for the plant.
And so what kind of time frame, Stan, would it take for the construction and implementation of the new line and everything being operational where that project will then benefit the people of Tahlequah in our area?
If approved, the plant will actually take 2 years to construct. The water line will take actually about a year to construct. So we're looking at the mid-late 2010 time frame before this plant comes online.
And when will the election occur?
The election will occur August the 11th. August the 11th is the date that has been set for the special election.
And so who are qualified, what group of people will be qualified to vote in that election?
That's a very good question. The people who are eligible to vote are city residents only. It's not open to the county. It's open only to the city of Tahlequah residents. The board has pledged the revenues from the water system to pay off the 30-year bonds. The authority had the option to go 20 years or 30 years with a fixed interest rate, a low fixed interest rate of 3.5%. However, that interest rate will not be known until the date of closing. But it's not a bond issue, it's more of a loan from the Water Resources Board.
Right.
And as I said, it's a 30-year fixed interest rate. And in addition to that, one of the reasons that we call the August time frame as opposed to a September time frame, if the voters approve this, then the authority gets a $2 million stimulus pledge toward the project also. So that will reduce our overall construction by $2 million.
A great timing on that opportunity.
It is. And Cherokee Nation is also pledged about $645,000 toward the project also.
Well, a lot of good partnerships in those kind of projects. We just have about a minute and a half or so left on this segment, Stan, and I wanted to ask you, just in some kind of general terms, the Tahlequah Public Works Authority, having had the opportunity to serve on the board at one time, I know how important it is to the community in every aspect of the community, whether it's fresh water or a wastewater treatment or certainly our power grid. Give us just an overview, maybe in 30 seconds of, I know it has a large number of employees, you have a huge payroll impact into the area. It's a very important part of this community.
It is. It's what I refer to a diamond in the rough, Jerry.
Yes.
The Tahlequah Public Works Authority does provide electric, water, and sewer services to the citizens in the immediate area and in the surrounding area also. Some of the things that is provided through the stimulus package, I don't know if everyone is aware of, but Cooks and Hills Community Action Center has been awarded several $1 million through the stimulus package for home weatherization projects, for window change-outs, additional insulation for their homes. The areas that a lot of people take for granted that heat and cold enter and escape from. And those weatherization projects are targeted mainly in the $1,500 area for low to moderate income families.
Just briefly, we have about 30 seconds left in this segment. Give us 2 or 3, very briefly, some tips about, we're in the middle of the hot weather for the summer. How can the customers of the Public Works Authority help you in saving peaking of our energy cost?
Peaking is a very good question, because peaking is what really drives our cost to GRDA, who supplies our power. And one of the things that most homeowners can do is set their thermostats about 76 to 78 degrees and leave that at a constant level. Add additional insulation if they can afford to their attics, and just do caulking around the windows. That saves a lot of money. Another thing that they can do, especially businesses, on the demand side of it, is not turn everything on at one time. Stagger that in 15-minute intervals, because our demand from GRDA is measured in a 15-minute interval. And if you can stagger things coming on every 15 minutes to every 30 minutes, that keeps their bill down and it keeps TPWA's bill down.
Makes sense, and a very good tip. Well, our time's about up today, Stan. I want to invite you to come back and join us again. There are so many important components to the Tahlequah Public Works Authority as they serve this community, and our community in a unique arrangement owns the system. So it's a very unique system. Well, Stan, thanks for being here today, and we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
And we'll be right back.